Gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Comrade! Labor right, them a go down, bong. Them a go down, bong. Them a go down. Is that? Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. We now vote for Labour. Orange we a come out in now. If you love the PNP, who no step out for Marky G. Jamaica just come along with we. People time come, people time come, people time is up.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are. Pledge your allegiance.
Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Yeah, I say that we are.
We gonna run this town.
Make the trumpets play. Make the trumpets play.
Needs. She was previously nonverbal, but after being featured on TVJ's Smile Jamaica Make-A-Wish program in December 2016, she received assistance with speech therapy. Here she is at about 8 or 9 years old in an airtight hug on set.
We have supported her in 3 months therapy for her daughter, and her daughter has never gotten a day of therapy yet.
Fast forward to 2024, and those very sessions helped her to tell her parents and the doctors at the Spanish Town Hospital that she was in pain on November 21.
She always upon mommy belly hurt back.
Jaylene's mom, Merlene Allen, said the doctors ruled out appendicitis and began treating her for low blood count. But after more than 2 weeks in hospital, her condition worsened. It wasn't until blood was found in her stool on December 3, doctors ordered the first MRI.
The test shown that one of her intestine is ruptured, and she had a lot of fluid in her tummy, and it is infected. So they were there all setting up for surgery.
The surgery was successful, and Jaylene was placed in an isolation room. According to the hospital, it was to lessen the chances of infection. But her parents grew anxious after a visit on the morning of December 5.
When I went there to look for her Thursday, I noticed that she's having an attack or something, and the machine was disconnected. Because they had the machine upon beep, 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 beep. And there was no one there. So she was the pan, like she's struggling for life, and I rushed and I called the nurse and I said, "Nurse, come now, come now." And when I went, I saw the arm attach the machine and start a stabilizer and everything.
Miss Allen said when she visited Jaylene again later that day, she witnessed the same thing.
In the evening now, visiting time 5 o'clock, I leave work and I went back there. And Jamila, just as I went there, I saw a nurse rushing. And I look and I saw a nurse rushing, bawling for another nurse. She alone was there again.
And again at 7 p.m.
So about 10 minutes to 7, I walk in. And my dear, oh God, man. There it happened again. 3 times for one day.
Feeling uneasy about what she saw, she reluctantly left the hospital. She couldn't stay either because of the hospital's policy. Less than 12 hours later, she received an all-too-familiar phone call. Doctors told her Jaylene had passed away on December 6. Her cause of death, issues related to her surgery. Miss Allen and her family are devastated.
Whatever happened in the street time, whatever happened is negligence because she come out of the surgery so well.
The distraught mother explained that she stressed her daughter's medical condition to the healthcare workers.
She was in a room by herself, you know. Like the room is here and the nurses are around the corner there. They cannot see her from that end. Okay? So,
was there any cameras in the room?
No, because I questioned them at it. There was no camera.
Hospital CEO Jacqueline Ellis described the incident as very unfortunate. She says a meeting was held with the parents to address their concerns. When asked about the hospital's policy on special needs patients, she wouldn't directly speak to the case.
Each patient is assessed and their treatment plan is determined, and so that plan is administered throughout the patient's care.
In part 2, we look at the gaps between the Ministry of Health's policies that relate to access to healthcare for people with special needs and what actually happens at the institutions. Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
This is Dr. Alfred Dawes, the opposition spokesperson on health and wellness. I want to take a moment to address the tragic passing of Alexandriana Jones, a young child whose life was lost under deeply distressing circumstances at the Bustamante Hospital for Children. First, I must extend my heartfelt condolences to her grieving family and acknowledge the profound emotional toll this has also taken on the hospital's staff. However, I must speak to the Ministry of Health and Wellness's response, or rather, the lack of a comprehensive and empathetic one to this tragedy. The ministry has yet to address a critical allegation raised by the family that their daughter had passed long before they were informed. Let me be clear. Confirming or denying this does not require the family to submit a formal written request as was stipulated by the release. It requires compassion and urgency. Instead, the ministry's response has been cold-hearted, devoid of empathy, and has only deepened the trauma for all involved. It is deeply troubling that the child, while in critical condition, had to be transported to another facility for an emergency CT scan before her treatment could proceed. How can the leading pediatric hospital in the Caribbean performing complex heart and brain surgeries not have such a vital diagnostic tool? This unacceptable gap in resources creates preventable delays that cost lives. I ask, how many more lives will we lose before the ministry prioritizes patients and staff over costly, delayed infrastructural projects that seem to benefit no one? The Minister of Health's silence on this issue is deafening. Families, hospital staff, and the Jamaican public deserve transparency and accountability. The ministry has a moral obligation to provide clarity about the circumstances of Alexandriana's passing and to ensure that her family and our country receive a full and honest explanation. This is not just about one family's tragedy. It is about the standard of care that every Jamaican child deserves. The time for action is now, and anything less than full transparency and decisive action is unacceptable.
Please welcome Jamaica's next Prime Minister and the President of the People's National Party, Mr. Clean Hands and Heart. Please do a welcome from the President of the PNP, from Mark Jefferson, Bowling to Manchester High for our workers' meeting. Manchester High,
Yes! Northeast Manchester to the festive party and we're there for the road.
In Jamaica, our votes are more than just marks on a ballot. Our vote is our power. Our vote is our voice. Our vote is our future. As young Jamaicans, we hold the key to our nation's destiny. Our voices are needed now more than ever to shape the Jamaica we envision.
I am voting because I refuse to stay on the sidelines while poor decisions are made about my future. My vote is my access to change.
I am voting because people deserve councillors who care about fixing the road conditions, youth development, entrepreneurial advances. We need more.
You want to know why me vote? I'm really tired of the dirty condition of the communities and markets. So this is about cleaning up Jamaica. Time comes.
I am ready for better healthcare services, cleaner and more organized markets.
Our votes have the power to break barriers, to dismantle injustice, and to uplift our communities. Every vote is a voice for progress, a voice for justice, and a voice for change. So let's rise up, let's stand together, and let's make our voices heard. Let's vote for a Jamaica that reflects our values, our dreams, and our hopes. Let's vote for a brighter tomorrow.